video game adaptations have not fared well in Hollywood. From the horrors of the Super Mario Bros. Movie to the corny and terrible efforts of Mortal Kombat. Annihilation. Only few can be firmly identified as the best adaptations from games to TV. In fact, despite the criticism that Netflix receives for abrupt cancellations, their video game adaptations are quite good. Arcane is by far their best work, while Castlevania and Cyberpunk, Edgerunners are both excellent animated projects. It was presumably only a matter of time before other studios attempted to adapt gaming material. What better place to start than The Last of Us? In some ways, HBO's adaptation feels like someone took the Cliff Notes version of the game's story and tried to expand and change certain elements of it. The core components of the plot are present, but there's extra narration, more bells and whistles, and a surprisingly choppy pacing that keeps this from being the best adaptation it could have been. Don't get me wrong, The Last of Us is an excellent post-apocalyptic adventure, but it fails to capture the emotional resonance that made the game so popular. It also does so by veering into multiple filler episodes to flesh out supporting characters. When you have a season of 22 episodes, it's okay to allow some breathing room. However, in a 9-episode series, it appears extraneous and detracts from other aspects of the tale. Those who are unfamiliar with the game are likely to like it the most, despite the program deviates from its own premise by steering away from much of the combat that made the original game so fantastic. After the first 3 episodes, the countless tense shootouts, infected and clicker encounters, and resource scrounging are no longer present. In reality, this feels more like The Stand, with survivors making do in a mostly barren and lifeless world, moving from one location to another. If the entire program had been like this, it would have made for a more consistent adaptation. But instead, we get a few episodes packed with action, followed by a complete 180, and scarcely any at all, reserved for little pockets when the script calls for it. The problem with this strategy is that it utterly removes any sense of tension or suspense. This is only exacerbated by endless montages of magnificent landscapes devoid of life, and infected as the couple sleeps beneath the stars, camps out beside to a fire, and generally moves slowly to their destination. Bella Ramsey and Pedro Pascal bring Ellie and Joel to life beautifully, but their acting falls short of capturing the emotional core that made the game so attractive. As previously stated, some of this can be attributed to the 2 filler episodes, which completely avoid depicting Joel and Ellie's budding bond. So when Joel sacrifices his everything for Ellie, the serial adaptation feels considerably more forced and shallow than it should. The Last of Us, on the other hand, appears to be visually appealing. The sets are fantastic, with clear allusions to the games and other Easter eggs that players are sure to adore. All of this combines with some scenes that have been stolen straight from the games, which are ironically the best scenes in this, as far as serial video game adaptations go. The Last of Us is probably one of the greatest when it comes to zombie shows, post-apocalyptic series, and everything in between. This falls short of the greatest. It isn't bad, but it might have been a lot better. How does The Last of Us come to an end? On the way, Ellie regains consciousness, and Joel lies to her, claiming that there are many others who are immune like her. He mentions that raiders arrived and attacked the hospital, but we already know it's Joel. As more memories reveal, he also shot Marlene, preventing her from following Ellie. Joel and Ellie drive day and night before landing in Wyoming. They have a 5-hour journey ahead of them, so they set off and overlook their settlement. Before they continue, Ellie questions Joel about what happened. Joel vows to Ellie that everything he has stated about the Fireflies and the Raiders is correct. Ellie considers the words before responding, "Okay."
That concludes our review for today, but the discussion is far from over. For more, leave a comment, hit like, and subscribe for more videos. Keep the magic of movies alive until the next time. Signing off from FK Bytes.